What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug. Welcome back to WWE 2K20, my career mode. Do me a favor and moonsault that like button with your whole body. Let's get into it today in Chapter 6. Let us drive to the high school show. BCW.
So what happens if your parents show up tonight?
First of all, as far as I'm concerned, they're not even really my parents anymore. But if they did show up, then security can deal with it. I'm not gonna let anyone pick and choose when they want to have my back, especially now that I'm having a little bit of success.
But you haven't talked to them since Calgary, which was like 4 years ago. Maybe it's time you give them another chance.
Another chance to tell me I'm wasting my life and that I'm never gonna make it? Sorry, I don't need that. Besides, I paid them back their money, so the way I see it, we have nothing to discuss.
They raised you.
I'm not shelling out an extra $20 so you two can have a therapy session.
I handed her the wrench, if that counts. Also, were you listening to our entire conversation?
Hey, I get it. We've all got drama in our lives. I mean, look at me. Last year I put on a mask and attacked my former protege Buzz, costing him a shot at WWE. Then he wouldn't return my phone calls or texts for like a year. No one wanted to work with me, and BCW folded. But then I stuck up for Buzz to AJ Styles. And the next thing you know, I'm in Buzz's corner at WrestleMania, and now I'm in the process of rebuilding BCW.
That's a lot of very specific information.
Yeah.
In case you didn't play last year's game.
What's your
Just
point?
letting you know.
My point is, I turned chicken crap into chicken salad. And that's what I can do for you two if you sign exclusive deals with me and become cornerstones of the new BCW.
BCW. Sign with Barron Blade and BCW reject his offer. You know what? I want a little bit more Barron Blade in my life because I think he is a pitiful, hilarious fool. Let's do that. I'm sure it's only a side quest here.
We actually have
side
been looking
thing.
for some more stability.
And putting aside all that attacking your protege stuff, you seem like a real stand-up guy.
He's not. He's really not.
We're in.
Great! I promise you won't regret this.
You will. Yeah, because he's Barron Blade. Come on now. Pay attention. 10 years later, holy crap. I spent 10 years at BCW? Really? Who signs a 10-year contract besides, like, Mark Henry and Randy Orton? Like, nobody does that. Especially on the indies.
Sorry I'm late. Two old-timers got in a fight over who called bingo first, and I had to step in. But Marco said if I keep settling disputes without anyone breaking a hip, then he's gonna let me call the numbers next Tuesday morning.
That's great. How's the house looking tonight?
I think we might get 10 people, which includes 2 comps I left for some nice ladies from bingo, but still not bad. By the way, pretty sweet the school let us use your office as a locker room.
Not the list. I'm so
What's
sad.
wrong?
Let's see. You're a bingo hall security guard, I'm a part-time janitor at our old high school, and we're about to wrestle in front of 10 people.
Actually, the bingo ladies just canceled, so it's 8 now. Apparently there's a ventriloquist at their senior complex tonight. That does sound better than this.
We were on the path to success. We were gonna make it to WWE and achieve all these goals and maybe even end up in the Hall of Fame someday. Then we signed with Barron Blade and he ruined everything.
As he does.
Now all we have is a meaningless piece of paper that's just a constant reminder of how crappy our lives are.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm up for a promotion and I'm going to see a ventriloquist.
You're bailing on the show?
Yeah, if the entire crowd could have carpooled together, it's probably not worth it. Anyway, you just need to give up on all those dreams and then you'll feel a lot better about how things turned out. It worked for me. Man, how do they do that?
Never trust Barron Blade because Barron Blade ruins everything. And there is your clip from the trailer. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And then what happened? Game over. We're done. The final episode. What is happening here? BCW. In an empty... Wow, that's really empty. And I'm still here to have a match against somebody 10 years later. Think of the average lifespan of a wrestler. That is so unrealistic for it to be 10 years later. 5, okay, sure. 4, better. 10, no one's going to say with that BCW thing for 10 years. You don't sign a 10-year contract. That's not how it works. Who am I fighting? Who could possibly be here in this empty high school gym with BCW banners? It's still Josie Jane, regardless. She looks quite good for having spent 10 years doing nothing. Really. Anyhow, match is still happening here. And there's no goal saying, hey, win the match. So, I don't know. Anyhow, welcome to a fine Saturday again. Here on a Saturday. Episode 2 for this Saturday. Because, didn't have pixels, so had to do something else for episode 2. And it's just more of this. I'm enjoying this my career so far. It's been enjoyable. So, reverse the big bear hug. Nope. Sorry, Jose Jane. Sorry. Big clothesline. Anyhow, it is Saturday, which means now I've watched SmackDown, which was last night, and have some thoughts on SmackDown. What did you think? What was your favorite part of SmackDown last night? I want to know. You down in the comments below. Anyhow, for me, SmackDown began with Miz TV. And what the hell with Chad Gable? I'm sorry, Shorty G continues to be the most confusing thing in that company. And yes, he's getting on TV, which is what you could say about a lot of guys sitting in the back in catering. Like, where's No Way Jose? Where's Jinder? I don't know. But Chad Gable, getting on TV, Chad Gable, part of Team Hogan at Crown Jewel. So he's still, working, but man, it looks like someone played this game, went into the Create a Superstar, hit randomize a couple times, and called it a day. Like, the absolute worst outfit I've seen on a Superstar on a main show in a long time. And possibly on purpose. Like, they're doing it on purpose, and that's fine, but man, if they're not, like, just the burial of Gable here, I mean, it's supposed to get you more inspired to support him, I guess. That, oh man, look how pitiful he looks. He's actually a good wrestler. But it's just not doing him any favors. I'm not sure if me hating it is part of the plan. Like, if the intention is to have us hate that's part of the kayfabe, then guess what? It's working. I'm mad about it. But if that's not the plan, then what are you doing with Chad Gable? Shorty G. I don't know. It's embarrassing. It really is. It is just sad, man. It's just sad. Anyhow, that was your big Miz TV. Set up your nice. Occasionally, the animations in this game look smooth and nice. Occasionally. Anyhow, so that set up your 6-man tag for the main event, which did not include Sami Zayn. And it's like, do they just not want Sami wrestling, or is Sami injured in some way? Like, I'm not sure what the deal is with Sami Zayn, but it's like, what the hell, man? He's one of the best guys you have, and he's just now a mouthpiece. And granted, he's a really good mouthpiece, but let the man work. Let the man wrestle. I don't understand. Hey, Josie Jane, it's time for the Red Alert! Boom! I got the 14,000 VC, I bought the spinning pile driver, and it's called Red Alert. And that puts her away. Boom. 3.5 stars in front of 3.5 people.
My point is...
hilarious.
I turned chicken crap into chicken salad.
That's what could have happened.
And that's what I can do for you two if you sign exclusive deals with me and become cornerstones of the new BCW.
No!
No thanks.
Yeah, we're good.
Your loss. Because FYI, I am this close to getting Cole Quinn on board. Big things are happening. Hey, speak of the handsome devil. Let's go talk numbers, shall we?
Slow your roll, Greenie.
This guy.
I feel like we really dodged a bullet there.
More like a cannonball. That guy's a total nightmare. And here comes another one.
What is she doing
Brooklyn, Brooklyn.
Holy crap, is that hothead Red and Trey? You two picking up some extra work to make your trailer payments, or is this some kind of prison work release program?
It's just Red now. And we're wrestling tonight.
And also, we don't live in trailers. We stay in hotel rooms that have microwaves, which seemed a lot more impressive before I said it.
Wait, you actually became pro wrestlers? And I get to see your uncoordinated bodies flop around this ring tonight?
Who laughs like that? Good God.
She's
Full
got
body
good
language.
Of course I do. I'm an elite MMA competitor. If you haven't heard, the American hero Brooklyn Von Braun is undefeated.
More like American Zero.
What's that?
Nothing.
You realize Kurt Angle's already known as the American hero, right? You probably should ask him for permission to use his nickname like Ronda Rousey did with Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Kurt Angle? Never heard of him. If anything, he should ask me permission to use my name since I'm way more famous. I'll chat with my lawyer about it. Thanks for the heads up.
Why are you here? You're obviously not a pro wrestling fan.
No, gross. There's a ceremony after your stupid show to rename the gym in my honor.
The town sign wasn't enough?
It wasn't. I actually wanted it bigger.
Couldn't you have picked any other night to do this?
Do you think I chose to share my special night with a professional wrestling event? That'd be like eating a giant bowl of turd soup before having the best steak of your life. I have a loaded schedule, and tonight was my only avail.
And how much longer would it have taken to say availability?
I told you, I'm busy. Every second counts. I've already wasted way too much time talking to you carnies.
I'll have you know, we've wrestled at several carnivals, and their employees are some of the finest people around. Other than that tilt-a-whirl operator who bit me when I asked him what time it was. There's always exceptions.
Cool story. Looking forward to seeing you tap again tonight, Red. You know, just like old times.
Please let me.
You could kill someone with that.
I know, that's the point.
Don't let her get under your skin and ruin our night. We'll do our thing, and then she can do her stupid gym dedication. It'll be totally separate. I'm sure we won't even notice her.
Totally, yeah. That's not how these stories go. Come on now. I've watched wrestling before. That is some blind optimism. Boy, I tell you what. Anyhow, continuing with SmackDown, Lacey Evans fought Jobber. And I'm like, do we need to reestablish who she is and her character just because you're on Fox now and not on USA? It's still SmackDown. Most of the audience you had watching SmackDown are still watching SmackDown even after a draft. And most folks who watch WWE don't just pick Raw or SmackDown. They're probably going to watch both. And certainly with the wild card beforehand, we know who she is. Why is she fighting a jobber here? I don't get it. You could have had anybody else that's on that roster and not be just a straight up squash match. Just give us something there. I don't know. Look, there is always room for enhancement matches when you're establishing a character early on. You don't have to with Lacey Evans. She was fighting for the Raw Women's Belt months ago. Like, that makes no sense at all. But Mr. Cole Quinn, come on down. Black Hole Cole is in the building. Still doing it here on the Indies, which is hilarious. Anyhow, Drew Gulak was on the show. Again, with his PowerPoint presentation, and that gimmick was amazing the last time. And then he was paired with Enzo, and it was amazing. And then the whole Enzo thing happened. And then they made him serious Gulak on 205, and now we're going back to comedy Gulak? Like, it was super over then, you squashed it, and now you want it back. And it's like, you wonder why the audience gets so mad about things that you just have these stop and start pushes with guys that are getting things over, and then you stop doing them. Like, I don't get it sometimes with this company. I really, really don't. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, seems like we're on the road to the return of the yes, yes, yes Daniel Bryan with last night's segment with Sammy and Nakamura, trying to get him to join them on their side, being eco-friendly, which obviously that is the other thing for Daniel Bryan. So, as you might want from a heel, Sami Zayn was saying things that made a lot of sense, but he was saying them in a very smarmy and smug way, which is what heels do. It's like, yeah, you're making sense, but you're being a dick about it, essentially, right? That is the mark of a good heel, that you want to see get punched in the face. So, look, I thought the plan was eventually to have Bryan and Roman have a thing going on with that whole thing with the backstage, thing with Rowan and all that other stuff, right? I thought that was the plan. Unfortunately, it seems like that the Fox Network wants back the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan, on their show, and Fox is kind of in charge at this point. So if Fox wants it, Fox go and get it. But at least they're not just immediately having that be, oh, he's a face now. Like, at least they're doing a thing here where it's going to build to it. And again, if it's a good story, then I'm all about it. Like, granted, Bryan was one of the best heels in the freaking business when he was doing it, but it is what it is, right? Times change, and people change, and gimmicks change, and it is what it is. Now then, the best part for me of SmackDown, right, was the Cain Velasquez Brock Lesnar thing. And honestly, I have zero interest in that match whatsoever. But that was one of the most hilarious backstage brawls I've ever seen in my life. It was so good. Oh, capture suplex. It was T-Bone. It was so good, man. It was so amazingly good. Like, basically, Brock had beaten up Dominic backstage, and Ray and Kane were backstage looking at Dominic. Brock runs in with a trash can, smashes Ray, smashes Kane. Ray jumps, he gets F5'd into the wall, and then he F5s Kane onto Dominic on the table, on the trainer's table. It was so good. Like, just amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. But again, I don't care about that match at Crown Jewel at all. Maybe if Kane breaks out his good lucha things he was doing in AAA, Hurricanranas and whatnot. Like, perhaps. We'll see. But in any event, yeah, that was a really funny segment, and I enjoyed that. That was like the best part of that whole episode of SmackDown. One note from earlier in the evening, though, is that Cole on commentary totally referred to Kane as the Demon Cain Velasquez. And I'm like, somewhere Glenn Jacobs is really angry. No, I'm the demon. What the hell? Really funny. But, when you've been calling Kane the Demon Kane for how many years now, you're going to have a little bit of a problem with a new Kane in the building. So, that's just kind of is what it is, what it is. Mr. Cole Quinn, it's time to get salt shook with that salt shaker. A 2 point. Oh, whoa, yeah. 1, a 2, a 3. And there we go. The winning ways continue. And then the cutscene, or I honestly don't know what my winning animation looks like, so alright, yeah, sure. I'm angry! Patch the game! And I guess I get to fight Josie Jane again, so we'll skip these intros here, because, come on now. Got things to do today. I just beat you 10 years in the future, Josie Jane. We gon' do it again. Oh, got me scouted. Anyhow, after SmackDown, which was on Fox Sports 1 last night, they had a preview of the new backstage show with Renee Young and Booker T. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. I heard it was pretty good, right? But I did see the clip of Finn Balor saying, the Prince is back. So, the real rock and roller is back. Good stuff, man. Look forward to that on NXT. Moving forward. Now then, elsewhere in the world last night, Bellator had a card, and it had Jake Hager on that card, a.k.a. Jack Swagger, on that card, having a match, and the Inner Circle was in the building, and that match ended in a no contest after Jake Hager hit his opponent twice with his knee in the balls. And it was a no contest. I'm like, look, I know you're a heel, I get it, but you're in a fight, not in a wrestling match. What are you doing? Hit him in the balls. So that was really funny to me, but, it is what it is. I'm sure that will just build to an eventual rematch between those two at Bellator. Good times, right? But in any event, we gotta get Josie Jane here into red health from Leona Lux. Gotta get you Lux down, maybe. Perhaps. Hitting triangle, not working. Hitting triangle, not working. Hitting triangle, not working, man. It ain't doing it for me. That's fine. I still have 2, though. There we go. And punch you in the mouth. Pop. Yeah, just brutal kicks to the back of the head. Joshi style. Digging it. And then Roman Reigns style. The power Oh boy, Elena locks, folks. She got all her opponents locks down. And clothesline. Strong arm clothesline is just a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing, if you will. But Josie here, not using her reversals. And I'm not sure why. Boom! In the corner. Just flatlining. At least when I miss a top rope maneuver, it's not a major reversal. Woo! That was a little awkward. A little awkward, but we did it. We do it. And can we? No, we can't. I was going to say, can we lock her down? Didn't happen. Didn't happen. But at least it wasn't a major reversal. So if she tries to hit her signature here, perhaps I can get the timing down and make it not happen. Or, oh, good lucha things. La Mystica. Alright, sure. I can appreciate that type of maneuvering there, Josie Jane. Oh no! Sunset flip power on the outside. Good God. Those are mats in a high school gym. They're like thin mats, man. That's not what you want. Not what you want. Anyhow, I missed that test press because the targeting is still terrible. It is still absolutely, positively terrible. It's terrible. Alright, standing strike in the ring. Pop, pop. Let me guess.
This reminds me of our high school dances. A gym full of people all staring at red saying, "What are those moves?"
Hey! If you want to keep running your mouth, then come over here and do it to my face!
Excuse me for trying to entertain these people? Because you certainly weren't. Red acts so tough, but the moment you get her in a submission hold, she gives up immediately. In fact, she's been tapped more than shoulders.
Was that a sex joke? I can't tell. Okay.
Yes, it's finally over. And best of all, Red lost just like I knew she would. Now we can move on to the real reason everyone's here. The renaming of the gym in my honor.
They're doing a fantastic job of healing her up.
Being in this gym brings back so many memories. I won my first amateur match here. I broke barriers and records here as the captain of the otherwise all-male wrestling team. I qualified for states here. I dominated gym class dodgeball here. I won prom and homecoming queen here. I once saved Mr. Durkis from choking on a hot dog here.
The banner actually isn't that bad. I was expecting something more obnoxious.
I know, me too.
So that's why it's my pleasure to officially christen this the Brooklyn Von Braun Gymnasium for Athletic Excellence.
An outstanding achievement.
Isn't it amazing? I want to thank the school board for cutting the music program to help fund this. Totally worth it.
I'm confused. Did she go to space before or after she was Pope?
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Aim towards the mural, if you can.
As someone who was a former band nerd, screw that. Don't you dare cut the music for that crap.
Oh, I can't believe we got totally upstaged and embarrassed by Brooklyn.
Again.
Not much has changed.
I know! We've come a long way, but it still feels like we're the same losers who used to sit at this table back in high school.
At least my parents didn't show up and make a scene. Hey, I was thinking, maybe I should try to track down my real parents. They sent that letter back in high school, so maybe there's still hope with them.
Or did they?
I've actually been meaning to talk to you about that letter.
Exposed.
What about it?
Oh, never mind.
Sorry. Anyway.
It's an Orlando number. Take it.
NXT.
Hello? Hi, Sarah, yeah. It's a good time to talk. It's Sarah Amato from NXT.
Oh. NXT. NXT.
I got your number from X-Pac. He saw you on the show in LA a couple years ago and said you were great.
Oh, yeah, that was the same night he put my friend in a diaper.
What?
Never mind, had to be there.
Anyways, the reason I'm calling is to see if you'd like to compete in the 3rd annual Mae Young Classic.
What?
Hello, are you there? Hello?
I'm here, and I'm in for the Mae Young Classic.
Great, we'll be in touch soon with travel arrangements, and congratulations. Being included in this tournament is a huge accomplishment.
Thank you.
We'll talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Oh! Are you serious? Maybe this night wasn't so bad after all.
I know! After I missed out on the first Mae Young Classic and then didn't hear anything last year, I thought I'd never get another shot, but it's happening, and I'm not going to settle for just being included. I'm gonna win the whole damn thing.
Oh, I know you will. We should celebrate.
By throwing rocks at Brooklyn's stupid face.
Yes.
That might be a bit extreme.
What?
I mean, what size rocks are we talking?
I meant her face on the sign coming into town.
Oh. Yeah, that seems slightly more reasonable. Hey, what did you want to tell me about the letter?
It's like wrestling. It's fake.
Never mind. It's not important. Besides, there's a sign that needs vandalizing, remember?
True. I'll go round up some good throwing rocks.
That's a great idea. I'll meet you at the car in a minute.
Cool.
Can't we do both?
Well, that's a shock. He's always wanted to meet his birth parents, and now that we know what happened, what are we gonna say when he asks about them?
I really don't think he can handle the truth, that they're dead.
Oh, shit.
Do you?
No, it would crush him. But what's the alternative, honey? Just let him believe they're still out there somewhere and they don't care enough to ever contact him?
I don't know. I wish there was a way to keep his hope alive, but not hurt him.
Me too.
You've probably asked yourself a million times, why? Why didn't they want to be my parents? The truth is, we did. But we had to make the hardest decision of our lives because we didn't feel we could give you the life you deserved. And that life is one where you can have the freedom to follow your dreams, no matter what they might be. To become anything you want. We'll find you someday. Love always, Mom and Dad.
Shouldn't have done that.
Please, don't tell him our secret about the letter. It's not going to help anything.
Shouldn't have done that.
Hey, you coming or what?
Yeah, sorry.
I'm just saying we could throw rocks at
Let's
the
do
sign
this.
and at the person. That's both is an option. All I'm saying. Anyhow, chapter complete. Cole Quinn, Rundown Jim 2019. Good stuff. Good stuff. Which means leaving for police car. That's really funny. Which means next time is going to be the Mae Young Classic 3. Thanks for watching. More videos on the channel. Tune in for those. See you next time. And I'm out.
Hey, you got both of us here. I know we haven't spoken in a long time, but we saw a flyer at the grocery store that said you're coming to town for a show.
We'd really like to come see what you do, Denver, and maybe it'd be our chance to put everything that happened behind us.
We don't want to make a scene or anything, so if we don't hear back from you, we won't come.
Screw that. I'm going either way, Frank.
Honey, we can't do that. Maybe he wants his space.
But giving him his space while we thought he was at school is what got us into the situation to begin with. We should have been watching that kid like a hawk.
How do I delete the message? Damn it! Anyway, if you want to see us at the show, call us back, son.
Or don't. I'm coming either way.
Hilarious. It's your favorite old math teacher, Mr. Bowman. Give me 2 tickets. Teacher salary. Funny. Hey, stranger, heard you're back in town for a show. You know I'll be there. Josie Jane, we're in your hometown. I'm not going to take it easy on you. One thing I do want to point out is that I don't think whoever designed this has ever used a cell phone. Like, messages go from the top down. New messages go to the top, not scroll down to the new ones. Like, what is that? Same thing with the podcasts. You put new podcasts at the top, not scrolling down. What a waste.
Welcome to another edition of Women Who Fight, where we cover everything from the world of women's professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. As always, I'm your host, Robin Ray, along with my good friend and MMA junkie, Kit Lasco.
Do you have to say junkie? It sounds like I need to attend a meeting.
Oh, come on, it's just a figure of speech.
Okay, so figure out something else to say.
Okay, fine. Well, I was going to discuss the huge announcement of the new SmackDown Live Women's Championship by GM Daniel Bryan, but Since it seems like you're all fired up today, let's start with some MMA talk. What do you got?
How about MMA aficionado? Or pundit? That sounds fancy.
I'd prefer not to spend any more time on your show intro.
Okay, whatever. What I'd like to pundit on is MMA phenom, the American hero, Brooklyn Von Braun, who just dominated her most recent fight to advance her record to 5-0.
Ooh, American hero, huh? Well, I guess she thinks pretty highly of herself.
Well, she's certainly confident, yeah. But the thing is, she can back it up.
Okay.
You remember, I mentioned her last year when she first debuted, and I'm calling it again now. She is going to be a megastar in MMA.
Well, speaking of megastars, let's talk about my prediction on who will win the six-pack challenge to be crowned the first ever SmackDown Live Women's Champion. I'm going with Becky Lynch. I feel like she's ready to become the cornerstone of SmackDown Live and maybe even WWE.
Look, I appreciate your enthusiasm and also all the progress that the women have made, but cornerstone of WWE? I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see that happening.
Well, I have a good feeling about this, even though I'm not a pundit.
No, you're not.
Yes, hindsight 2020 and all that.
Welcome to another edition of Women Who Fight, where we cover everything from the world of women's professional wrestling and mixed martial arts. As always, I'm your host, Robin Ray, along with my good friend and MMA pundit, Kit Lasko.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Robin.
You're so welcome. Okay, the main topic I'd like to discuss today is the upcoming 3rd annual Mae Young Classic tournament. We're only a couple months away, so the participants should be announced soon, right?
Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter who's in it, because mark my word, Rhea Ripley is going to win the whole thing this year.
Okay, didn't you say that last year?
I don't recall.
Nonetheless, in 2018, Rhea lost in the semifinals to Io Shirai, who then went on to be defeated by Toni Storm in the finals. So if anything, shouldn't Shirai be the favorite?
Well, I guess if you're painting by numbers, I mean...
What? Painting by numbers?
Yeah.
It's all speculation at this point. We don't even know who's in the field yet. There could be some dark horse who comes out of nowhere to win the whole thing, but as of right now, I can only go off what we do know.
And if you actually think about who's driven to win this thing, and who has all the tools to do it, it's Rhea Ripley.
Okay, then please provide some evidence to support that statement.
Pundits don't need evidence.
I can tell this is going to be another one of those shows.
Yeah.
Hooray!